So now that you've done this, let me show you how to open up like other programs. Like you can open up your first application, for example. Remember this one? I do that using open, and I'll bring you up in a Finder window like this, and then all this other stuff. So I can open up like this, for example. And this is our guessing game that we just made. So I'm going to open up this playground just so I can show you some things. Mainly so I can show you like one thing. Show you how to do a while loop. And anything in this will just run. Should. Yeah. I would suggest against doing this, but it's going to start printing lots of highs. Yeah. This is why I suggest against doing this, unless you have it controlled anyway. So basically this is how you form a while loop. Well, something, it's sort of like an if statement. It's like, where if something is this, then, but while loop, if something is, oh, why it's so slow right now. Alright, anyway. And then it's just sort of like an if statement, whatever in here will run. So, let's go back, let's make a new project. Single view application again, let's call it finding prime numbers. And this program, it's basically just going to use while loops. The user inputs a number and it'll check if it's a prime number or not. Basically, that's all it is. I personally like starting with sort of the visual aspect. It's just sort of my own like personal opinion how you should have it. Basically, I'm just going to start with the visual aspect of the app, and then I work on the code because you can have visual things and yeah. A label. So, centers. So if you don't know what a prime number is, it's basically a number that's only divisible by itself and 1. So, computers are actually pretty good at finding this out. Because I'll show you how. Like, for example, 2 is a prime number because it's only divisible by... So if any even number except for 2 is not going to be prime, because it's going to be divisible by 2. Well, 2 is still only divisible by itself and 1. Example, 4 isn't prime. Well, 5 is, because 5 is only divisible by 5 in itself. No label. Larger. Too large. And then we can just do the same thing we did with the previous one. Let's do all the auto layouts. Constraints. Do that. Do it for this one. Hopefully, I'm just gonna go quickly through this. Probably already seen this. Oops. I feel like these are overlapping. You can actually delete these if you want. Like that. It's not feeling these are overlapping. Oh, wait, no, they aren't. So that. At that, so it's that distance as before. Oh, I just like things being horizontal in container. It just looks good in my own opinion. I don't know why it says cluttered. Okay, let's do what we've done before and just drag these all over. Text field. You can control drag. Like you want to hold down your control key when you drag. No, I just keep calling it button press. You want to make sure it's an action, like I said before. Text label. I keep calling them the same thing every time. Let's go back to the view controller. Just get rid of the extra screen. So we don't really need any extra values for this. So I mean, when the button is pressed, it's going to. Let me think. Should just make sure it's an integer. Text. Alright, I have to do this. To nil. Then that basically works. If else, it's just gonna text label dot text equals put something in it. Text field. Ah, alright. Alright. Just gonna let that equal to that. I might as well use an external. Has checked boolean, which is basically just sort of like a binary true or false. Yeah, and it should actually autofill it out, sort of. False. Equals false. And then let's say another thing. I believe it should. Is it forgotten? Divided by 2. Alright, let's do it this way because I can't figure this out. What? Okay, how does this work? It should be that, I don't know. Sorry about that. Is it the other one? No, it definitely is that. Which one have I been using? Divided by 2? Oh, now it works, now it works. Oh, I think I used the wrong one, maybe? I don't know. I probably did. And so when it does that, it should set it lower, I believe. So I can always pull up playground. Hide this one. I can always pull open this one and just test it. You just make sure that 2, 3. I don't know what to call it. 2. Check to make sure. If it works, this should be 1. And it is. Okay, good. So then, do I need a counter? Oh yeah, I kind of do need a counter variable. Counter 1. Oops. 1. Add 1. And so inside here, it's just gonna add 1 to that. Actually, this probably could start at 1 actually. And basically, let me show you something new. This percent sign is the modulus, so use it kind of like as you would a division sign. So it basically divides and checks what the remainder is. Counter 0. Then I'll run what's ever inside here. I'm gonna force and wrap this. I don't know. Okay. So I'll show you this as well. I don't call these. Oh, I probably should pick something easier to spell. Wojif. I'll just 2. This is gonna be the remainder, which should be 1. Alright, it's got text from my mom. Yeah, no, it is 1. So then, have this. If it equals to that, then it's gonna change the text label dot text equals let's do this like we did before. It's not prime. I don't need an else statement. It's just gonna. Oh no, I do need an else if. But just think about this for a second. Basically, I want to stop it at y. I don't need an else statement. I just need inside here if y, if counter is greater than or equal to. No, I want it to be less than y equal to y. Then this will run. Have it else has checked equals true, and that should break it out of the loop. I might put this in the wrong spot. This goes with this. Go with this. This goes. go here. Or maybe it goes inside, it probably goes inside here. Yeah. Yeah, so then it has to do this. Just make sure it looks like this, sort of. That we'll break it out of this loop, basically. And I can have it set the text label. Text. Is prime. You reset it every time you do it. That should be it. Should have all these. Let me run this. Okay. Okay. Starts. Type number. Why did it do this? Make sure. Do that, just make it larger again. I don't know why it's so small. It should be this large. What? Oh. Got to force wrap these. But, I mean, that's why it says optional, because I haven't force wrapped it. So if I pick something else, why do you keep saying all these are prime? Even though they aren't. What? Oh. True. So I like that. Apologies for the mistakes I'm making. This is one take. Yeah. So, it's prime, 3 is prime, 4 is not prime, that is not prime, I don't know if it is or not, that shouldn't be prime, this might be, I don't know. I do something like 51, 51 is not prime, but 53 is prime. So, again, you've made a prime number app that uses while loop, and basically sort of builds on what we had before. You're making a lot of progress in this course. Congratulations.